How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? I am Fringy123, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to respond to stupid fanboy comments on YouTube. Now, we already know that most people on YouTube are just terrible and don't know anything. And YouTube is essentially the cesspool of retarded comments. And I decided to pick out a couple of god-awful comments to just go through with you guys and explain to you what's wrong with them and poke holes in every single thing they say. So, without further ado, let's get started. First comment that we have for you is this terrible, terrible response. It is the quintessential example of how not to present a point. But bad videos, if they were bad, he wouldn't have 10,600,000 subs, exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. You and you 18 subs, monotone face, stupid faggot. Okay, there are so many things wrong with this. First off, if you have to insult someone and call them a faggot as a response, that almost immediately invalidates your points. For one, you haven't even met me. How can you tell me that I'm a faggot? All you did was watch a 13-minute video about me explaining why I don't really care that much for PewDiePie. Okay, so, he says, yeah, I have 18 subs. Yeah, that's true, I do. But should that really matter? Does it really matter if I only have a small number of subscribers? What does that have to do with anything? I like how he says, if they were bad, he wouldn't have 10,600,000 subs. Let me pose a question to you. I would definitely say that Justin Bieber is not the best performer out there, and yet he's one of the most popular. Just because he's popular doesn't make it good. I don't know how many times I have to explain this to people. I don't know how much they need to just see this point. Popularity is not in tune to success. That's just the truth. That is the cold hard truth. Look at anything. Just because it's popular doesn't make it the best. It doesn't even make it good. Let's take a look at films, for example. Look at Shawshank Redemption. It's one of the best movies ever, and it had a modest box office revenue. Transformers 3 made over $1 billion at the box office. That doesn't make it good. Do people not understand this? A lot of people are really stupid. You may like something, but that doesn't make it good. Let's say you like to watch action movies. So say I like to watch Die Hard, which I think is awesome. When you strip it down to its bare essentials, it's just like an action movie. But it's because I go into it enjoying it and just going in for the shits and gigs that people enjoy it. Now, I could say the same for PewDiePie. His videos are not thought-provoking in the slightest. He doesn't discuss any issues within the gaming industry. He just kind of mindlessly plays games. Now, if you like to watch that, that's all good. But that doesn't make it good content. You may like it, but that doesn't make it good. I don't know how many times I have to explain this, but just because something's popular doesn't make it good. Here's our second comment of today. He's one YouTuber asshole. There's not really enough here to break down, but there are a couple of notable things that this guy has done. And the things that he's done are what I would consider to be just terrible, and some of the things that I would advise you never to do on the internet. So, not only has he exuded terrible spelling and grammar, he has no points. Let's talk about the grammar for starters. There's no full stops or anything. There's no punctuation. He spells he's without a comma. Nur is not a word. And once again, calling someone a name over the internet pretty much automatically makes me want to just say that I don't believe your point at all. It almost immediately disproves it. Or not disproves it, but it just warrants me not caring anymore. He has no point to put across other than he's the #1 YouTuber. But again, like I said, quality and substance, or quality and popularity, don't go hand in hand. That's just the way life is. Something may be awesome, and less people watch it than some insipid crap that is just popular because there's lots of yelling and screaming. I don't know how people can't understand that. Popularity and quality don't go hand in hand. That's just the way it is. And using the point that he's the #1 YouTuber and I have no subs, that doesn't really matter. That shouldn't really matter. Because why does it matter how many subscribers I have? Why am I not allowed to criticize him just because I'm not as popular as he may be? If you went to a restaurant and someone served you a pile of shit or a dry risotto or whatever the hell you want, if someone serves you crap, would you say, well, this is terrible, but I'm not a cook, so I can't judge? No, you can do whatever the hell you want. I wouldn't, it's fine. You can criticize someone. I don't understand why people think that you have to be on par with them to criticize. If you can't judge people, then it's pointless. You can't do anything. If you can't judge just because you don't have a large subscriber base, that's just terrible. That's just awful. I didn't even have to watch this whole fucking guy talk all day long. I got bored, so I decided to just say that this guy is like all the other faggots that think that PewDiePie would really post something as stupid as what he supposedly posted. Lol, people say that PewDiePie's bro army is stupid when they think that PewDiePie is actually, say, to dislike this guy's video, people call us stupid. They fucking suck. Okay, so what he's referring to as what would PewDiePie post is that very famous thing that he posted saying, keep watching, your views give me more money, which, from what I know, is not fake. He said that. But, you know, his fans will just defend it to the grave because they're foolish. So, he says he didn't even have to watch the whole video. So, in other words, he didn't really see everything I had to say. So, he doesn't have anything that he can rebut because he hasn't seen the content that he can even refute. He's just getting mad and saying that I suck. That makes sense. He got bored. Okay, yeah, sure. If you don't like just listening to a guy talk about stuff, yeah, okay, sure. You got bored. So, he thinks that people shouldn't call the bro army, which is a terrible name, we shouldn't call them stupid. But how can I not call you stupid? Look at the comments. There's barely any punctuation. The grammar's terrible. He didn't go to school. How can we take you seriously when you fail to even read over what you say? You fail to read over what insipid shit you tried to spew out of your face, and then you start calling us stupid because we think you're foolish. And you are very much foolish, I might add. You guys are actually the dumbest people I've ever seen on the internet. I've thought that fanboys for other people were bad. But PewDiePie's fanboys, they're just the epitome of shit. Watch the whole video. I watched 58 seconds of this. 13 minutes, except he's used a semicolon. 13 minutes, 44 seconds of you talking about who much you hate PewDiePie would be so fucking boring. So, in other words, everything you say is invalid. You failed to watch even 1/14 of the video. You've watched about 1/14 of the video. That would be like going to the cinema to watch 10 minutes of a film only to walk out and say it's crap. You haven't seen enough of it yet, so what can you actually say? What can you say about the video? Or, watching a video about how much you hate PewDiePie would be boring. You can see from the title that that's what it's going to be about. So if you thought that it was going to be boring, why not just skip it? Just don't watch it. By clicking on the link, you've shown interest in what I had to say. Only to turn around and say it would be so boring, even though you knew what the video was going to be about. You knew it was going to be me talking about why I don't like PewDiePie's content. So why on earth would you have the audacity to say that it would be boring, even though you chose to watch the video, to hear what I had to say about PewDiePie and why I don't like his content? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Oh my god, what an idiot. Now, for any of you interested in responding to people like these, if they comment on your videos because you explain something, I have a couple of tips for how to actually give a good response to shit on the internet. The first thing you need to do is actually know how to spell. So this eliminates about half the people on YouTube. So you need to know how to spell, and you need to use correct punctuation and grammar. I can't stress that enough. If you write things all in lowercase, you just make yourself seem incredibly stupid. I'm sorry. And my first thing that comes to my head is, this guy's stupid. And to a lot of people it will be the same, and they just won't take anything you have to say seriously. So I will tell you one of the responses I said to this guy who pretty much said that he had only watched 58 seconds. Here's what you should say to them. So, in other words, you didn't listen to a thing I had to say. You're the quintessential example of a fanboy. How in the world can you pass judgment on the video if you refuse to watch the whole video? Had you watched the video, you would have seen I never said I hate him. I said I dislike his content, not him as a human. More to the point, I discussed how I dislike fanboys like you. Your ridiculous comment and mentality have proven that point in my mind. Your plan to show me backfired, didn't it? Good response. Now, I'm not saying I'm awesome or anything, but I would say that if someone comments like a tud on your channel, you need to actually respond to them in a manner like this. Don't call them stupid in the comment, even though I'm calling them stupid now. But don't call them stupid. Don't call them something like a faggot or anything like that. Just calmly use a lot of big words, because big words scare them. As long as you use the big words in the appropriate context. Please don't do it in an inappropriate context. So when you do this, and you follow this tip, you'll be able to respond to stupid fanboys. And with that, we end today's episode of Dumb YouTube Comments. Thank you for watching, guys. I'm sure you enjoyed listening to some dipshits get mad on the internet. As usual, give a thumbs up. It helps out a lot. Subscribe to see my other content. And if this becomes popular, I may end up doing more stupid-ass YouTube comment videos in the future to bring some entertainment value to the channel. As usual, I'm Fringy123, and have a good one.